Everyone's concerned about global climate change and how's it going to impact our lives? And what are we going to do about it? And most importantly, what's all that got to do with a dairy farm?
Here at Yandow Farm in St. Albans, Vermont, Ted Yandow has teamed with Abe Collins to not only bring his farm back into the black, but to actually build soil, clean the environment, and, as we'll learn, affect global climate change.
Soil is the foundation of everything. Everything that we're doing on Earth doesn't happen without soil. And soil loss is, for every bushel of grain that we grow, we're losing 4 bushels of topsoil. So we just need to reverse that. For every bushel of whatever we grow, we need to make new topsoil.
I've asked the viewers, now I want to ask you, what the heck does organic sustainable farming have to do with global climate change?
We need to understand climate change, too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, as being a broken carbon cycle. The carbon cycle being broken means that all that carbon that used to be in the soil as fertility, as stable organic matter, is now in the atmosphere. And it's a pretty simple matter to return it. The numbers are so manageable, I find it very hopeful. We're at 380 parts per million carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We probably need to drop that 100 parts per million very quickly. Worldwide, all the land that we farm and graze currently, if the organic matter increased 1.6%, atmospheric CO2 levels would be at pre-industrial levels, like that.
A brilliant example of land restoration through agriculture and adding organic matter with earthworks can be found in one of the world's harshest terrains, the deserts of Jordan.
So we designed up a system that would harvest every single bit of rainwater that fell on it. On 10 acres, there's 1.5 kilometres of swale water harvesting ditch on contour. Originally, people laughed at us because we didn't put straight lines in. We went on contour with these swales. They thought, why don't you put, so you've got a bulldozer, you can flatten the desert, you can straighten. So we want to go on contour because we've got a longer edge and we harvest the water passively. And when they're full, 1 million litres of water soak into the landscape. And then we heavily mulch those swales with organic matter, almost 1/2 metre deep. Then we put micro-irrigation underneath the mulch. And then on the uphill side of the water harvesting trench, we put nitrogen-fixing, very hardy pioneer desert trees, which help shade and reduce wind evaporation, and also put nitrogen into the soil and structure the soil for us. And then on the lower side of the trench, we put fruit trees, majoring in date palms, and then we put in figs, pomegranates, guavas, mulberries, now some citrus. Within 4 months we had figs 1 metre high with figs on. If we can do it on an insignificant flat, little bit of 10 acres of flat, we could regreen any desert.
It's a very simple, fast thing that we can do, but we need to make the shift to a permanent covered soil agriculture.
We can actually address the global climate change and sequester all that carbon and put it back into the soil and be creating healthy, sustainable agriculture in the process. Win-win solutions.
Yes.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
That's biological farming.
One of the aspects that really defines this farm versus so many others is this concept of conscious design that goes into it. Tell me a little bit about the design process.
This system of design is based on Keyline. Keyline was invented by a man named P.A. Yeoman, who figured out that we can build topsoil very quickly. It started with systematic landscape design and designing all your roads, buildings, water layouts, fields, fencing, based on the water shapes of the land.
We've all been taught and told that it takes 1,000 years to create an inch of topsoil. But now a guy like you comes along with many others, saying, no, we can create topsoil very quickly, inch or 2 inches or more in a year or two.
The USDA has held for a long time that it takes 1,000 years to build an inch of topsoil. Topsoil can be formed very quickly. They have a record of building 4 to 6 inches of new topsoil per year. Soil biology is the key to fertility and profitable agriculture. And soil fertility, there's some basic requirements of the microbes in the soil life, and that is air, water, and minerals. So using a subsoiler plow, a non-inversion tillage tool, shanks that don't turn the soil like a mold board, but rather just lift it, fracture the soil, loosen it.
So now we're going to see what subsoiling looks like in practice. You wouldn't know it looking at there's anything going on here, but in fact, after the cows have grazed here, Abe's come by with this subsoiler and loosened the soil, which ends up looking a little bit like this, drum roll please, without a shovel, which gives you some idea of how good the soil is. And there we see it. So what's happening quite simply is how to create soil in 3 easy steps. Cows eat up top, kills off the roots in the bottom, which decay, organic matter, combined with the aeration of the subsoiler, combined with the watering, quick, easy, fast steps to rebuilding the foundation of civilization, the soil. It's actually some of the most patriotic things you can do for the country here.
Right, and for the earth. I mean, we have to think big on this one. Soil is the matrix. It's what everything comes from. Creating new topsoil is, if I want to leave anything to my daughter, it's new topsoil. That's the one thing that I can be sure will take care of her.
Thomas Jefferson says, soil is the foundation of our civilization.
It's true security.
I like that. Homeland security.
Homestead security.